In front of me, I have a story that I had a flounder print out earlier about what happened under Joe Cadaver Auto Pen and his deputy, what he did with the... okay, let me start over again. What he did with former Attorney General Merrick Garland, former Assistant Deputy Attorney General, the girl Lisa Monaco, and former Federal Bureau of Insurrection Director Christopher Wray, the suspected Russian double agent. They all signed off on this thing to go get Republicans. They went after Dan Scarvino, the Deputy Chief of Staff at the White House, the pardon attorney Ed Martin, an attorney, and White House Trade Advisor Peter Navarro, prominent GOP figures in FBI files released by the committee overnight. And they found out that what we've learned is much broader, more expansive than we ever thought, according to Jim Jordan. It gave Jack Smith what he needed in front of to depose people. They went to several field offices from Seattle to New York to do interviews and secretly recorded interview subjects detailing and investigators sought expense reports on travel cases, conducted more than 40 interviews, alleging that the president of the Conservative Partnership Institute was a pro-Putin supporter who wanted to build people to train them for civil war in America. And the FBI said, this guy has plans that are not good for the FBI. You need to get in on this. 90 conservative groups were targeted in this phony probe, Arctic Frost, and now what?
Well,
now
it's the lead story on Fox right now. Senator Ron Johnson, Wisconsin, saying that over 430 Republicans and organizations, their phone records were sought in subpoenas by the FBI. Senator Chuck Grassley, Republican of Iowa, just tweeted a few minutes ago, today you can see over 1,700 pages of subpoena records shared with me by brave whistleblowers who want the public to know how the Biden DOJ FBI was weaponized. Jack Smith sent 197 subpoenas to get records for 430 plus Republicans, organizations, and individuals. He says, we will not quit until we get accountability. They're on this now. Johnson's on it, Grassley's on it, and this Jack Smith has to go to prison.
197 subpoenas issued by Jack Smith, 34 individuals, 163 businesses, including banks and investment companies.
You can't get a loan from them.
Requested records and communications for 430 individuals and organizations. 430.
This is what communists do. This is what Mao did. This is what Lenin did. This is what they do.
And again, you're going to hear on the news where the Democrats are saying that they're fighting back against the Republicans who are now using the Justice Department to go after their enemies and politicizing the Justice Department. They're accusing the administration of doing what they just got caught doing even worse than we thought. 400, almost 500 of these.
Chrissy Ray, Jack Smith, Merrick Garland, Biden, the whole lot of them need to see the inside of a prison cell.
They're traitors. They're traitors. They deliberately staged an attempted coup twice.
Yeah.
There's no other way to say it. No one's ever done this. This is the word, and the Biden family is the most corrupt political family in the history of this country. I've been saying that for a long, long time. Yeah. And we've just proven again now the entire administration was so corrupt from the Department of Justice. This has never happened.
Never. I don't remember anything like this.
This is a billion times worse than Watergate.
Yep.
And Watergate was a stupid burglary problem, and they tried to use the FBI to not go after the criminals. Ooh, that was important, but this is unbelievable. This is the basic foundation of our country.
This is worse than what J. Edgar Hoover did when he controlled the FBI and they blackmailed politicians and people like that went after Martin Luther King Jr. because that was one guy controlling the FBI.
Yeah.
This was the president of the United States or the people's controlling him.
The Attorney General.
To go against the other party and destroy their opposition, so there was always going to be a Democrat in the White House.
Yeah, and let's not forget Anthony Blinken. Anthony Blinken was the guy who wrote the letter about the 51 people signing. So we've got the head of the NSA and the CIA and all the alphabet organizations and the FBI and the Department of Justice and the Department of State and it's Homeland Security, all of them. The whole crew was all in on the fix.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it wasn't one guy at the FBI. It was the whole freaking country.
The NSA people, all the 40 of them that signed that thing about Hunter's laptop, and they all knew it was a lie.
Yeah. And Christopher Wray, the disgrace of Atlanta, was the guy who said he didn't want to have the truth known because he was afraid it would affect the election, which is exactly why he didn't say the truth, because it did affect the election.
And by the way,
if he had told the truth, it would have affected truthfully. Again, why is it that you have to hide the truth because you're afraid something will happen because you're hiding the truth? That should never be your option.
Well, it's like socialism is such a great idea. It's why they have to mandate it.
Yeah,
but remember,
right.
Christopher Wray not only went after the opposition, he went after Catholic organizations.
Right.
He went after parents,
parents
at school meetings because they dared to ask a question.
Right. He had meetings with the Department of Education, and the Department of Education said, well, you know, we don't like these people showing up at these PTA meetings. So
teachers
the
unions.
FBI decided to call them dangerous
domestic
terrorism. Yeah.
Seriously. Parents.
Yeah. In writing. And they went after him. And they had agents investigating parents who go to meetings. Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, my God. I've never heard it said. I mean, it's even worse than we keep seeing it's even worse than we thought. Almost every day we keep saying, oh, my God, it's worse than we thought. We just quadrupled the number of people investigated by the FBI for political purposes, which we just found out a minute ago. Quadrupled.
Ted Nugent just said something interesting. He goes, I'm not here to do what the government tells me to do. I'm here to, basically remind them who they work for.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did it get flipped? Was it FDR that flipped it where it was Woodrow Wilson probably, between him and FDR, where the government was afraid of us, and ever since then, we've been afraid of our own government.
I don't know what happened. But this has got this.
Well, the income tax came in and getting us involved in a world war we didn't need to have business being in, the First World War. That wasn't our fight.
Yeah. I want to see, we got to take a break here. I want to see one major media station come out and say, we've just learned more about the most extensive political scandal in American history.